Welcome to our second CELUM User Academy edition. My name is Isabel, and I'm happy to welcome you as the moderator today. In the User Academy, CELUM experts explain the many functionalities of CELUM content and work in detail and answer your questions. Today, we will learn how to edit metadata in CELUM content in a way that helps us fight an existing asset chaos, or even better, prevent it from even occurring in the first place. Before we get started with our training, let me just mention two organizational details. As always, the session will be recorded and we will send you the recording in the upcoming days. If you have any questions for our trainer, please just write them into the GoToWebinar question box on the right side of the screen. We will answer as many questions as possible at the end of the demo. Now, let me introduce Marco Moretti, our trainer today. Marco is a technical sales specialist at CELUM, and in this role, he advises many of our customers on the various application areas that CELUM covers. Hi, Marco.
Hi, Isabel.
Thank you for giving us the tutorial on metadata today. Could you just introduce yourself briefly and then kick off with the...
Yeah.
Super.
Yes, of course. So welcome also from my side. My name is Marco Moretti and I'm in the technical sales team since last year by CELUM. And yeah, today we will have as topic metadata. And I think the best way to show it to you is to share my screen and to start. So let's show my screen. And I think we are already here.
Yes, we are.
Right. So let's begin with an upload for some asset. And as you can see, we have a resolve duplicate check. That means the system checks if those assets are already in the system. They check by file name, but also by hash value, so system pixel configuration, pixel amount. And for today, we keep this asset, and the rest we can remove it. It's just an example, so we have already used all the assets in the system, so that's why they are double already here. So now we have to assign an asset type. What does that mean? Asset type is a predefined metadata info field structure where you can predefine, for example, for marketing, you need more information about licenses, copyright, photograph, asset owner, and so on. And maybe for a product, you need a specific product ID or description, or also field that can be automatically filled by a PIM system in connection with CELUM content. So it's up to you how you can configure your structure. And for example, today we take the product type, and let's see how it looks like. We can already see here on the right side there is a file name with a mandatory field. It's really important if you want to data quality that we can define also mandatory field. That means you can complete the upload when your mandatory field is filled with some values. It depends of role and permission, but for example, editor user cannot upload something till this parameter is not fulfilled. You can have and define your structure, for example, with a drop-down list. For example, the asset availability. You can define also a date control data, for example, for a campaign or for a specific period in the year. You can define, okay, and say, I would like to show those assets for some months, or when we start with a new campaign or a new product, you can also define it here. As admin, you will have all the availability and the possibility to see the asset. But as I said, as I mentioned before, it depends of the role and permission. You can set it, for example, for some read-only user for a fixed timeline. We can have a asset status, like here, also drop-down list and mandatory field. You can define, we have here 6 different asset status. Like it's a new asset, is in progress, is a confidential asset. It's really up to you how you can predefine and configure your metadata structure. And it's really important not only for how you work and how you can keep clean your data, but all the metadata field, they are also search criteria. So it's really important that you define a specific parameter that helps you also in the future to find asset and to find them maybe in combination with some filter. We'll see it done together later. You can have a description field with a text field, also possible in many different languages. You can configure it here. You can have a rating, for example, if you want to set a rating for a specific asset or content, you can also define it here. You have a list, so drop-down list with the chance to select a channel. So if you want to share your asset with a specific, for example, Hootsuite connector, so third-party system, you can select it here, and this asset will be available in third-party system like Hootsuite. And of course, it's important here you decide which kind of asset you will share in your social media connector, and you will have also an overview where all your assets are at the moment in use. So it's really important for the overview and control of the content that you have in the system. You can have a checkbox, for example, with extra field like here. If you have some license information from, for example, for copyright, where you can define also for which kind of country they are available, you can set it here. For example, if you have a deadline or an expire date for your contract or for your licenses, you can also set it here. That's very important. It's not just for copyright. So if you are working with contracts with customer, partner, reseller, whatever, you can map all the information here, and you will receive a notification 30 days before the expire date or when the licenses or the contract are already expired. So you have a complete overview of your asset, of your contract, for example, and copyright, so that you have the chance here to work in a compliance way and yeah, to save money. So if you work compliance, you maybe not need to at the 1 day before your copyright is close to the end to search something, to search a new asset that you can use in your website, or your contract is close to the end, so you can set also measure before that happen and save money. We have the chance to select some tags. For example, I can search them if I have them already in a list, like a new one, or I don't know, let's say cotton is already here. So I have the chance here to select some keyword and some tags that are already present in a list. It depends of my permission. I can just select them from a drop-down list, or I can add some new text manually. Is also possible. We have a field for product information. For example, we can select already t-shirt CELUM or product CELUM, so you can predefine product category as well. And it's important that you have also not only as an admin, but consumer users or editor user, you will find all the possibilities here, and that means you will talk the same language also in other countries. You can define also translation of it, so it's important when you select a category for a product that is defined for everyone the same. So to talk about single point of truth is an example where you say and when you can show this kind of way to work collaborative with the same product, with the same keyword. You can have a field for a product ID. For example, as I mentioned before, can be automatically filled by a PIM system. It's also possible, or for example, a model here. It depends if you want to do it automatically or not. It's up to you. Depends of your category. You can also enrich your asset information with some predefined keyword and category, like model. Model here depends of your category that would be automatically selected. Can be a specific tag or characteristic of your asset. Depends of your product information and product characteristic here. We have also AI functionalities. So we have some third-party system like Azure that provide AI functionalities and smart tagging. We have also CELUM capabilities for AI, where we can extract text or detect object in the picture, for example. So if I click to save, and we have already here an example of our CELUM extract text for this picture. For our t-shirt, we see already here, we have our text already saved. And we can also see another example of an asset that I already prepared with description, with content owner, rating, and also other keyword and tags that we have from AI. So in all that categories, they are important, of course, for the search. So it's important to work really clean with all the tags and keyword information, but it's also important because we have to define our asset. Doesn't matter where they are stored or saved in the content, CELUM content, but we have to define them. And we can just click on them. So for example, some categories like product, and we will see, okay, all the products with by CELUM, they are here, and we can have an overview like a collection. But if we click, for example, by CELUM product, then we have another collection where all the assets are already saved. So we can work in this way. So from collection, and it works in the same way for keyword and tagging. So if I have a tag with cotton, for example, I will find all my asset where this tag is already in use. Another way to search my asset is via the search bar up there. And I can search, of course, by file name. It's really easy. But of course, if I'm looking for cotton, for example, as a keyword, I have different file name, but by everyone I have the same keyword, I will find it. And if we are looking for something specific, maybe in a description field, so in a text field like here, Shimano, it works in the same way. So it's a powerful search, and it's not only file name, keyword and tagging, description field. If you look in a PDF or a PowerPoint document, is also possible to search. For example, we support the most prestigious global brands. If I look for global, I will find also my assets. So if you have a technical document, if you have a presentation with a specific keyword inside, and you are looking for it, you can find it in the same way with a full text search. And of course, we can search a specific keyword, but we can also combine it with some filter option. That means we have a general overview. If I'm looking for documents, I can just click here and I will have an overview about my documents. I can have also metadata status. For example, I would like to see all the locate asset that I have at the moment. It works in the same way, or metadata warning, as I mentioned before, where some metadata field, so with a mandatory field, are missing. I can tick it here and I will have my result. I can see the size of my asset orientation, and of course I can work also with asset type. As we saw before, marketing, I need to see just my marketing objects, marketing material, or I would like to work just with product content. And of course, you can combine it with copyright required. It's also possible to combine it here. And yes, I would like to see all the product content with copyright that at the moment are in Hootsuite connector in use. So you can really have a complete overview of your content here. And of course, here you have the chance to create and save your own filter set. As I mentioned before, every metadata field is a filter criteria, and of course you can save it, your filter configuration. You can share it with colleagues and other CELUM users. I can upload a new set of filter that I already saved before, and I can use it. So really important, the metadata structure, because as I mentioned, you can save it already here as a filter and use it every day. So I want to show you also the chance that you have to work with metadata, not only in the CELUM platform, but if we need to share something, for example, not only internal, but also with some partner or reseller, we have the chance to create a small portal with smart views, and we can share our CELUM content structure also with a public URL, and we can also share the powerful search capabilities that we have in our system, also with metadata. So I can also say here, okay, I would like to see all the assets with the status new and with rating, and I can combine them. And of course, if I do an update in CELUM content, I will also share it with my partner, with my customer, with reseller, whatever, also via public URL, and we create with a few clicks a small portal where we can share our asset, and of course they can download them, and we can set also a predefined download format. So it's really a quick way to share asset, also with the powerful search capability of CELUM, and also the value of the metadata. Yeah, so I'm finished with my demo and topic metadata for today. Happy to see if we have some question, and I'm happy to answer it in the Q&A. Isabel.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Marco. I'm just checking if we've got any questions coming in. Yes, we do. Let me I'll just start with the first one. No specific order. Can I extend and customize tag fields?
Tags, yes, of course. So any customer can configure and create his own tag list. It's up to you how you want to extend it and how you want to create it. So it's really possible with few clicks. It's like to create a new order in the tree structure on the left side. Is also possible to create new keyword and structure. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not limited to the
No.
given ones. Okay, great. Can you transfer metadata to third-party systems, and which systems would that be?
Okay. Yes. So as I mentioned, we have a specific metadata field for channel, where you can see which direction you wanna share your content. A typical example is I have content, so an object with description or a product ID, and I can transfer all the metadata also in a, for example, in Adobe suite like InDesign, Photoshop. I can just give it my asset in Adobe direction and connector, and then I will find there my description that I can just with copy and paste use directly in my InDesign or Photoshop. It's also possible the same for PowerPoint, and of course we have also an integration with PIM system. So if we need to transfer information like a picture in a PIM system, or from PIM system back to the DAM system, is also possible.
Okay,
The answer is yes. Yeah.
Okay. So no more downloading, uploading, downloading.
Yeah.
That's great. Talking about uploading, can I upload existing metadata or structures and information to CELUM? And if so, how? And how do I proceed if there's already an asset structure? Is it possible to clean up, tidy up the metadata afterwards?
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, it depends of your situation. So if you are starting a new project with CELUM and you need to import your metadata structure, your object, your content, is possible with a easy XML file or Excel file import. So where you can really map all your characteristic information and transfer them to CELUM content. You can have the chance to upload from local via drag and drop, as I did at the beginning, your asset, of course, without metadata. We have also CELUM Drive, where you can sync many different order, many different folder, and you can sync your object, your content. It depends what you wanna do. And of course, with import export, you can also, as you said, clean up, tidy up your metadata structure. Is also the chance that you have if you have already content in CELUM, you can export in an Excel file a specific structure with metadata. You can adapt it and and clean it in a normal Excel file and import it back to the system. And yeah, you can do it for a million of assets. It works. So we have customers that have really a huge amount of assets, and there's an easy way to clean your structure, your metadata structure, and to import it really easy.
Okay, great. So that makes, so it would make sense, this is now my personal interest, it would make sense to invest some time before I start, let's say if I start my project, to think about how I want to structure my assets and my metadata, how I want to name the assets, who is going to work with them. Is it only marketing? Is it going to be related to product? So I should ideally think about that before I start the CELUM project.
Yes, of course. Also, CELUM Content have a central role in a digital ecosystem. So if you think already before of in which kind of direction you can use your asset and metadata, is really important, because it's not only archiving and work in a clean way, so in a content hub, but it's also important in which kind of channel direction. And I work also with other employees or colleagues that maybe are from different departments, also external. So where I can have a value of my metadata, where can I say just save time and like transfer a simple description field, or yeah, it's a huge value if you can already see in which kind of direction we can move and we can go with our DAM system. So it's
Okay. Next question. How do I avoid duplicates if I want to play out the same asset in different channels, but always use different metadata in the background? Okay.
I understand the question. That so it's not to check if there is already an object in the system, but more how can I use specific field for the same object or the same content.
Yeah, I think it's like, can I have one image? Let's say I have got the photo of our CEO, and I want to use it on social media. I want to use it as in press releases, and I want to use it, I don't know, about the company on the website, and each image should have different metadata saved. Do I have to upload it 3 times?
Yeah. So we have, well, we try to avoid duplicates in the system, so as a single point of truth, and it's better to work with specific metadata field. Depends of the endpoint or where I want to transfer a specific value, description, or a product ID. I can define a specific metadata field, and then I just to depends of the channel, the direction that I want to take. I will define it and I can configure it. Please transfer just this specific field, description, or product ID. Depends of your scope in the end. But yes, it's the best way that you have one asset with a specific metadata field that you can use in many different directions.
And I'll just take the last one now. Is there any added value other than storage and finding assets for metadata maintenance?
Yeah, so as I said before, so few questions was really the value that CELUM content can have in a digital ecosystem. So not only as a dump system for archiving of asset of content. Yes, of course, I need to find it. I need to have an overview about all the asset and content that I have, but also I have to consider all the people that I'm working with. So not only in the system, but also outside the system, or the relation that every single asset or content have. So I can really have added value if I try to put the dump system in a central part of my digital ecosystem, and to distribute all the information that I have. And it's important to work in a compliance way, as I mentioned, for contract and licenses, copyright, and so on. And the same value I can transfer it to other colleagues or partner.
Okay. I guess in this field that will also be, I don't know, SEO usage, so optimizing of the website, and as you said, compliance. That's clear. That can save a lot of money, actually.
Yes, of course.
Image
Today
rights and stuff.
It's always an important topic.
Yes, and also I'm just thinking about like if you have, even if you use I don't know, employee photos internally, but if somebody leaves the company, if you then have the automatic reminder and the guarantee that you're not using any images you're not supposed to, even internally, and at least that even that helps a lot in saving time, I think. That's something.
Of course.
Really...
So if I'm working with a third-party system or related system that are using the same asset, maybe it's not my job to check if the employee is still working or not, if the contract or copyright is still available or not. So it's just save money, save time. So that's the way.
Yeah, but that's why we use IT systems, I think, to save money, to save time, to be more efficient. Well, cool. Marco, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We have reached the end of our training today. Thank you very much, Marco, for the detailed explanations. And that leaves me to say thank you to you, our dearest guests. And I hope that you will join again next time. As soon as we know the date for the next Academy session, we will let you know and invite you, or you register for our newsletter on our website, so you get the invitations automatically. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.